Hi everyone, Ellen Jaffe Jones, the Veg Coach, and I am just back from the National Senior Games. I actually wanted to do this video before I left, but there was so much media because our 4x1 relay team got the gold medal, so yeah, everybody wanted to interview us and take pictures. And then the poor senior games, they always have these little issues, and it's mostly a volunteer-run organization. And it's just always challenging if you've been involved in any race planning to put it together. But they ran out of gold medals. So our team was loaning our medals to other teams so they could stand up on the podium and pose with their medals that would eventually, I'm sure, be sent to them. But I was lucky I got the last batch of 4 medals, gold medals. So I gave them out to our team members, and you'll just have to suffice with seeing still pictures that were taken. But was really stoked to get that because our team, I was just very lucky to be on a very fast team. And I'm pretty sure I PR'd in the 100-meter segment of the relay that I did, but they don't have timers with each segment. They only time the entire 4-person relay. Nevertheless, obviously, we got the gold, so we were fast. So I am back home. Got up at 5 a.m. yesterday to get to the track early enough to practice before they closed it down for the different races. And so our first race was at 8 o'clock. So you need to start practicing, you need to have your warm-up finished about an hour before the race starts. And then we had the relays at 11:30, and then I had to drive to the Pittsburgh airport and catch a plane. My flight was connecting in Boston, and because of bad weather, they closed the entire airport for several hours, and that meant my connecting flight, at least I didn't miss that, back to Sarasota. But I didn't get back home until 1 in the morning, so it was a 20-hour day. I also at the senior games got 8th place, which is, not easy. There were at least twice that many people in the race, and keep in mind that they have qualified to get to nationals by qualifying in the state race, and before that qualifying in the county race. And so this was 8th place in the 800 meters. I was really stoked to get that because here's the deal. Let me be perfectly candid with you. I was the least trained of any national senior games I've gone to. This was my 5th race. I started going in, I think when I was about 55. The first one I went to was in Cleveland. And then I skipped Minneapolis. I believe that was the year after. I mean, it's expensive to do this stuff. And at the race this year, I was talking to a 55-year-old, and she was bragging about how, we had, there was no chance that we were not going to medal in our race because there were only 3 of us in it. I don't remember which race it was, but I said, why were there so few people? And she goes, you got to understand, we have to work. Most of us our age still have to work, and we don't have time to do the training that it takes to get here. And indeed, some people really take this seriously. Madonna Hanna, who was the amazing sprinter who was on my team, she got 5th in a couple of she did the 50 and the 100 and I think the 200, but nothing after that. And keep in mind, I did all 7 track events, and I wanted to do that just to show that vegans get enough protein and enough energy to do all this, because we're always under attack going, for various reasons, you got to eat meat to get enough iron, to get enough protein, and it's just all a crock of nonsense. I've been doing this for 42 years. I'm a vegan runner for that length of time, and people, when they hear that, they go, oh, your knees, and I go, oh, my knees are just fine. And so Madonna a lot of people like her just save themselves for a few races, or maybe even just one race. I know a few people who just showed up for the 1500, but I did all 7 and placed in 2 of them, which last year I placed in 3 of them. Of course, I was a year younger, so I had a little bit of an advantage. But Madonna actually hired a coach, not only to train her in Seattle, where she lives, but she paid for him to come to the National Senior Games in Pittsburgh. And she is not at all the first person I have met who has done that. And when I heard that the first year I competed, I'm going like, whoa, I am just a weekend athlete, seriously. And I mean that literally, because all the training I did this year, in other years, I have hired a coach locally to train me maybe for a couple of months max. I'm a certified personal trainer, certified running coach myself, so I kind of know what to do, but it's very different. It's always better to have somebody who's being your taskmaster, saying, you need to, lengthen your stride. Although I did have one friend at the games who was kind of screaming that out at me during my race from the stands. And it does help. But point being is I don't have the money now to hire a coach. And it was expensive when I did it. And it was just, he was a really good coach, but just some local high school coach guy. And a lot of these people will hire coaches from UCLA or USC in California, the super track schools. And I know this because my daughter, who's 5 feet tall, broke the pole vaulting record in high school. And she just did that through sprinting and a love of gymnastics that she had from an early age. So, she was just bolting all over that pole vaulting. I think and I could have this wrong because this was a long time ago, but I think, she's 5 foot tall. She's 3 inches shorter than me, and she breaks the high school pole vaulting record, I think at 14 feet or something crazy like that. And got her a full ride scholarship to USC. How cool is that? So, I've always wondered, maybe I should try pole vaulting because there are women my age who do it. But we never had that in high school. There was no Title 19, or is that it? Title 9, sorry, race brain. I'm still a little sleep deprived, Title 19. Anyway, we just didn't have these opportunities. And, women my age who do this, I've asked them, where did you learn how to throw the javelin? I don't even know what a javelin is. And they go, just YouTube. It's okay. So in my free time. But in the meantime, I'm very happy to do just all 7 track events, stay in one place. Some women go to different locations if they're swimming also and competing. It's where we were in Pittsburgh, we were all over the map, literally in different places. And I know plenty of women who missed their events because they couldn't make it back from one venue. And I understand that's what they have to do. Our event, the track event, was at a high school. And this is the first time in the senior games that I ever recall having the meet at a high school. Usually it's at a university, or like last year in Fort Lauderdale, the Anson Center, which is this amazing Olympic style complex in the Fort Lauderdale area. This is my get up material outfit that they asked us to wear, and you'll see the pictures of our entire team. There's so many of them now. Interestingly enough, there's the volleyball team from St. Louis called the Arch Rivals, because there's an arch in St. Louis. And I know this because I was born and raised there and worked there. It was on TV, and they all remembered me. And not only that, Madonna, who is the athlete I mentioned, who was the sprinter on our relay team, is also from St. Louis. How weird that we're all from there. But as you can see, I'm not quite unpacked. I had my lacrosse ball to kind of punch into areas of soreness, and that worked. And I had my recovery UFAs to walk around in. And otherwise, not a whole lot that I took with me, just the bare essentials. And my body, just so grateful for this body that for now 70 years has served me well, and 0 training this year. That was the point I was trying to make before. I said that to my physical therapist, and I love them for having kept me in good running order, good form, good shape. And he said, Ellen, you've been a runner for 42 years. Just, your muscles know what to do. Just tap into it. And that's all I did. And when I got to the start line, oh my gosh, it's such an adrenaline rush. Just the explosive speed, and in that relay especially, just the adrenaline, the endorphins that kick in afterwards. It truly is an amazing feeling. I love, love, love feeling good about being fit. And I got to tell you, I'm kind of collapsing today. We have been remodeling our house, and it still has some work to do. And I've spent the day cleaning up, and I just couldn't do any more, and just kind of collapsed on the floor, literally here, just to share with you some post-race feelings and express to you that it's never too late. There's so many different activities at the senior games. Pickleball is incredibly popular, and they even have, cornhole throwing is a senior game event, and apparently if enough people petition, they put it in there. And it also includes, I believe, all events or most events that you would expect to find at the real at the real Olympics, Summer Olympics. And yeah, just so much fun and so rewarding to be able to share the love of sports and to, other than a little cranky hip and sore back, probably from carrying my luggage too long and it's too heavy. But yeah, other than that, I feel great. And you should too. You really should try it. Okay? All right, that is my recap of the National Senior Games from 2023. The next one is in Des Moines, the city where I had my first TV job. Not sure how I feel about going back there for a lot of reasons. You know, you can never go back, right? Well, maybe you can. But of course, it'll be great to be with my friends, and you know, it's kind of become this tradition now. Some of us have been doing this for 20 years. And every other year they have the senior games. You qualify in the off year, and then you go to nationals if you qualify. And a lot of people do, of course. All right, everyone, stay fit. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them below. I'm always happy to tap into my expertise, whatever that might be, to help you achieve your goals, whatever those might be. All right, everyone, gotta run.